Grüezi und herzlich willkommen to another episode of Living in Switzerland. This podcast is brought to you by Rigby. We are a staffing and project services company based in Zurich. If you or anyone you know of is looking for a new role, or you're looking to hire, let us know. We'd be happy to help. The best way to do that is by going to rigby.ch/apply and filling out the form. Then, if we have anything that might be of interest, we'll gladly let you know. Lastly, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. We'll post more full episodes, shorts and clips about living and working in Switzerland.
The first pillar, there's not much you can do about it. It's kind of the same for everybody. On the other end, the second pillar becomes more interesting. So the second pillar is an occupational pension. That means that only working people or employed people will contribute to it. There's also a minimum, which is, I believe, something like 21,000. If you have an income below that per year, you will not contribute, but most employed people will contribute. And there, it's more interesting because what you will get in retirement is based on your average salary and how much you contributed. So the maximum for the second pillar is very high. You could insure your salary all the way. I think it covers to 800,000 per year. So you could contribute a lot of money here and also get a lot in retirement if you always contributed. What's important is this point, if you always contributed, especially for expats, because they will often not come. The second pillar starts at either 20 or 25 or even 18, depending on your pension plan. But most expats will not come to Switzerland at 25. So let's say they arrive at 40 in Switzerland, they kind of already missed at least 15 years of contributions.
Right.
And since the final pension will be based on like how many you contributed, even if you had a high salary for 20 or 25 years until you retire, you still missed 15 years of contributions. So that will weigh very heavily on the final pension you will get. What's also interesting is that you can fill these gaps. And when you do, so you can do a voluntary contribution to the second pillar, because standard contributions are extracted out of your income every month, and both you and your employer are paying that. But you could do a voluntary contribution, and that is tax deductible. So that means at the end of the year, everything you contributed to the second pillar can be removed from your taxable income, and that can reduce your taxes significantly. And also increase your retirement benefits significantly.
Right. So if you came later or you have a gap because you didn't work for a year, you can fill that gap if you've got extra money to contribute.
Exactly, yes. And although the interesting part is even if you have no missing years, you could still have gaps if your salary increases over time. Because it's based on your average salary. So they compute like how much you should have based on your the number of years and the average salary you have now. So with that, you often get gaps. So even if your salary increases a few percent every year, you will get gaps increasing, and that could be like significant amounts. So that's where it could be interesting to put money into the second pillar.
Right.
Of course, you have to look at which pension plan you have, because you have a different one for each companies in Switzerland. So your employer can choose it, but not you. And there are some very good ones. There are not some bad ones in the sense that there's this mandatory interest rate by law of 1% at this point.
Okay.
But there are some that provide like very good returns, about like 4 or 5% per year. And there are those that provide just like the minimum 1% per year. So that's also something, if you have a very good one, it makes a lot of sense to contribute because you have tax benefits and also good returns. If you have a lower one, you still have to debate, like do the math, whether it makes sense, but that's still a good way to save on taxes.
Right, yes, because that would make a big difference. For example, if then you could use your own investment account and make a higher return, you have to see whether it still makes sense with the tax.
Exactly, yes.
Okay.
Like and subscribe if you're interested in life and work here in Switzerland. We'll be making more episodes like this, so please follow along for more. And if you're looking for a job here in Switzerland, let us know by filling out the form at rigby.ch/apply. We'll then be in touch whenever we have a requirement that might be of interest to you.